session, we will be learning some basic charcoal drawing techniques. The first one is called blending. Blending will give much softer tone. So we grab a piece of vine charcoal and break it into 1 to 2 inches long. Go ahead and press down on your paper as hard as you can. Keep going and press a little softer until there's barely any marks on the paper. Then take your finger or fingertips, or you can use the blending stumps. Very lightly rub over the charcoal. But remember, don't push too hard. You can see you create a beautiful gradation. The second technique we will be learning is shading. Shading is a drawing technique that really allows your drawing to come alive. It gives dimension, it gives color, it gives movement. So before we start working on it, let's first create a value scale that consists of 7 values ranging from white to black with several shades of gray in between. These shades of gray help to create the illusion of depth and 3 dimension. This exercise is all about comparing values, which train your eye to see subtle value changes. This ability will determine how you can create form, depth, and space in your drawing. So first of all, use a ruler, draw a 7 by 2 inches rectangle, and divide it into 7 equal-sized small boxes. We keep the first box white and the last one totally black. So we're going to use a compressed charcoal to color it in. Use your fingertips or the blending stumps just to smooth it out. Then we need to find the medium gray tone for the middle box. So the medium gray is blending 50% white and 50% black. Later on, when you draw more values on the value scale, it will be easier to tell how accurate you are. You can use your fingertips or the blending stumps, blend it. Then for the left two boxes, you need to find lighter values. So the third box is lighter than the medium tone. The second box is even lighter. Then smooth them out. So for number 5 and number 6 boxes, we need to find darker value, darker than the medium tone. Number 6, even darker. I use a compressed charcoal only for the last box, and the rest of the box I just switch back to vine charcoal. Okay, feel free to use a kneaded eraser to adjust the values. For example, so if I think this one is too dark, I have to lighten it. I flatten my kneaded eraser and use it to lightly brush across a white area. Smooth it out. Add more charcoal to number 5 and number 6 box to make them darker. Continue filling in all values, constantly evaluating the accuracy of your existing values and adjusting the values until you have a completed scale. This value scale is the basic values for shading. And ascending value scales, let's learn how to shade a sphere. The value of a sphere should correspond to the value chart that we just built. A trick of shading is to create an area that is very light, area that is very dark, and various gradations in between. Now let's pick up a piece of vine charcoal, break it, and let's start with the outline of a sphere. It's always be a circle. Imagine the light source is at the top right of the ball. Here is gonna be the highlight, and the depth of the shadow increases as we move away from the light source. Smoothly go through light to dark, subtle change, no dramatic change, and hard edges. Blend the shade using any blending tools. Now let's make a sphere sitting on the surface and draw a cast shadow on left bottom. Let's create a dark background to pop out the sphere. I speeded up this blending process, but if it makes you feel dizzy, just skip it. The light reached the table and bounced off it into the shadow on the sphere, and lightened its value to form reflected light. So we use kneaded eraser to lift some charcoal and lighten the value on the bottom of the ball. Soften the transition. Darken the darkness. Here the darkness of the sphere is core shadow. Continue adjusting and evening the value. The value relationship is highlight, light, the medium tone is shadow, core of shadow, cast shadow, and reflected light.